Hello. Great morning, evening, afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. Let me know inside of the chat if you're watching this replay or you're watching the live, where you are currently watching from. Love to see the global reach of these episodes. This morning, I'm really excited. This morning, where I am, I'm really excited to talk about this loop. Is something that I'm super passionate about, is helping course creators to overcome their pricing, limited pricing, okay, and the mindset around that and all of those things. And so I want to talk about this really quickly, talk from my experience. If you don't know what I do here, again, my name is Dr. Sonia. I talk all things premium courses, luxury coaching, mentorship, brands, and programs, how you can package your message, your wisdom, your life experiences into those formats and get paid what it is that you are worth, okay? Because you're also not supposed to stay local. You're supposed to be global. Let's get into it on today. What's going on, IG? It's good to see you on as well. All right, let's get into it. It's a $9.97 trap, I want to call it. Forget the loop. It is a trap for you to be charging $997. Also, like, there's this notion of also wanting to buy courses and programs that are priced at $997. Here is the limitation. Essentially, you are pushing away premium buyers. And I will tell you, like, real quick, let me just preface this with how I learned this, how I figured this out. If you have ever been in a course in a program, and let me know if you've had this experience or don't, right? We're going to keep the anonymity of the creators, but I've been in programs and courses where the instructor, the course developer, the coach, the mentor is mean. Okay. And we don't want that to happen. Here's a lot of times why that happens. They are undercharging and over delivering. They are burnt out. And it may not be directed towards you per se, but just the whole process. This happened to me when I first started. All right. I enrolled a whole cohort of wrong students. And when I say wrong students, they were students who weren't aligned with my mission, my vision, what it was that I was building. And I woke up one day and I felt like, yuck. Like, I didn't want to show up for my business. I didn't like it. I wasn't enjoying it. And I was like, can I take a sick day? Like, can I just call out? And no, I couldn't, right? Of course, it's my business and I had to show up. But what ended up happening ultimately is I had to fire and let go some of my clients, like an entire cohort, and I had to start over. And the reason I did that was because I didn't want to feel like I hated my business. I didn't want to feel like I didn't want to show up in my business. And I also didn't want those feelings, because everything is energy, right? So I didn't want those to pass those feelings on in the way that I was teaching, in the way I was instructing, in the things that I was creating. And I felt like as I grew throughout this journey, at that time, I really had to focus and just start over on the one product, the one service, which, pro tip for your courses, one at a time. Okay. One course, scale it. I talked about this last week, scale it to 1 million and then work on the other courses. Just like pre-sell it, sell it over and over and over and over again. And so at that time, that's what I was focused on. But then I started to realize and recognize, after hitting those goals, that, okay, now I can start to map out and structure out other programs and services that might be a better fit for some clients and students who want to work with me, who may not be ready for the larger program, right? Or the more premium level program and service and those sorts of things. And so I created things that would help prepare people, not just the mindset, but the habit sets required to operate in those premium level programs and services. But I'm telling you, it took a lot out of me. I literally questioned shutting down the entire business at that point. I knew I had a purpose, but I just didn't know how to structure it, how to put it together. And so this is also why I'm a huge advocate for mentorship and coaching, because it's going to be times and days like that where you're like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And your mentors and coaches, when you hire the right ones, they hold that space for you to be able to operate in your vision and also expand the vision, right? And so I'm very fortunate and also proactive in that sense. I've always been in making sure that, hey, like, I stay grounded, right? And I have people around me who understand what my mission is, what my vision is, people I can talk to. And yeah, it's paid mentors, it's paid coaching, it's those sorts of things, putting myself intentionally in those spaces. And so going from operating in a space where I was undercharging. And at that time, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't even charging $997. I was charging like $4,000 or $5,000 or something like that for one of my programs. I think it was like $3,997 or something like that. And it was still like not consistent with what I was delivering. And that's what I mean. Like coaches and mentors sometimes are burnt out by over delivering, by going through the process. Because what happens when you get into the process, especially as a high performer, especially as somebody who cares about the work that you're doing and what it is that you're putting out, the quality of it, right? You're going to naturally over deliver. And so inside of, why not get paid? Okay, to do that first and foremost. And so inside of the program that I was operating in, and I found this to be true with some of the coaches and mentors that I've worked with who were undercharging for their programs and services as well. When you're delivering at a higher level, right? You feel that even though you can never truly, and I believe this, you can never truly be compensated as far as like an exchange of money for value, right? And money is, it's just an exchange of energy essentially. Somebody saying, hey, I believe like this amount of money that I have is not worth as much as what it is that you have to give. So I always say your life experiences, your wisdom are, those things are invaluable. Nobody can ever truly pay you what they're worth. However, when you are significantly devaluing your experiences, that's going to show up in your energy. As much as you will try to fight against it, it will show up because you will find yourself going above and beyond for your clients and students. And that's a natural thing. And that is absolutely admirable and is absolutely what you should be doing. But if you are significantly being paid significant less than what it is that you are over delivering, there's the disconnect. Okay. And so you don't want that to happen. The other thing that I found on this side of charging premium prices is that it's so much easier to sell. So much easier to sell more premium level products and services than it is to sell those $997 services. And I know like we think that, well, it's easier for me because it eases my mind that I'm not like overcharging somebody, right? And I'm laugh now, but back then I felt these things, right? I'm not overcharging somebody, or it eases my mind that my pricing is aligned with the market, right? And what are people going to think if I just bust out there with something that's over $997 or whatever it might be, right? $3,997, whatever your price currently is, you probably need to triple it. Pro tip, okay? I'm just going to put that there. And there's an ease, there's a comfort level in that space. And so I'm encouraging you today to get out of the comfort level because there are people who only buy premium products and services. I'll say it again. There are people, there's an audience of people looking for what you offer, looking for the solution that you have to offer. They only buy premium products and services. Did you catch that? So I want to service those people because there's a gap in the market right now with everybody clamoring to focus on, okay, let me focus on people who are just getting started. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But let me undercharge for that because some of the people who want to pay you premium prices and only buy premium products and services are just getting started, but they only buy premium products and services. Think about the last time you were in the grocery store. There's always a variance in price. Let's take bread, for instance, right? Toilet paper, whatever it is, you name it. Okay. There's always a variance in price, and we tend to connect value with the dollar amount all the time. So if you're looking on the shelf, let's say you want to buy some bread, and I mean, we like certain brands in and of itself, right? But let's say you want to buy some bread, and right now you don't care about the brand per se, but you're looking at the price point. If you go to buy in your mind, and I just want you to think about how you think about this. If you go to buy the bread that is $2 less than the other bread on the second or third shelf, in your mind, how do you associate the value? Even the way that things are, the products are positioned in the supermarket are based on how we associate value. You're going to associate the thing that costs more as more valuable. Let's be honest. Let's be for real. That's how your premium customers and buyers are thinking. Okay. This conversation is a mindset thing, is a habit thing. So the first thing you need to do though is to get your mindset wrapped around the fact that nobody can ever truly pay you according to your worth, your true value, okay, of your experiences, your wisdom, the things that you are putting in the market. However, money is the exchange. All right. So it's again somebody going, this amount of money is not worth what you have to offer. So I'm going to pay you the money for it. It's an exchange of value. So if you can wrap your mindset around the fact that, you'll never really be paid your entire worth or what it is that you are. You're invaluable. Let me put it like that, right? You are invaluable. Your life experiences are invaluable. Your wisdom is invaluable. So you have to assign a price point, though, that's going to align with how you show up. That's number one, going to position you for premium buyers, those premium buyers who only buy premium products and services. They exist. Okay. They're looking for just the premium products and services. So there's that. And then number two is the mindset shift that is required, that, hey, I know like what I have to offer is more valuable than the money that somebody would be willing to spend in order to have this thing. If I could go back 15, 20 years and tell myself this thing that I actually want to teach, even if it's a year ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is that you're teaching, please know, pro tip, you must have experienced it and overcome the challenge or problem that you're trying to help somebody else overcome. Okay. So that's, again, pro tip. It sounds like common sense, but you see a lot of people, right, who are offering things that they're teaching from somebody else's course or program. Please don't do that. It's not ethical. All right. So teach from your lived experiences. It's also easier to do that. Again, it's easier to price that way, to price at a premium for things that you know based on your life experiences. It's easier to add in additional value and teach that way. When you teach from somebody else's life experiences, you're not going to be able to answer the questions that may arise from your students, right, when they're inside of your courses. Your wisdom is too invaluable for you to be teaching from somebody else's life. Your life is invaluable. So just teach from what you know. All right. So positioning that, the mindset shift required, and I gave you that again. Some people only pay for premium products and services. They're the whole audience, and like they're being underserved. Okay. And then making sure that you structure your offer in a way. I wish I could go into all the nuances. Making sure you structure your offer in a way that positions it as premium. I've had several clients do this. I just had another client. I'm super excited for her testimonial case study to roll out. I cannot wait. But she just sold her program. She got one student enrolled within about 30 days. She was in the program, and she charged $5,000. Mindset shift, positioning as well. But once you understand the process, it's super, super easy. So I'm going to encourage you. I could be here for another 2 hours talking about this because it is my jam. But what I will encourage you to do, if you want to learn more about premium pricing, structuring, strategy around that, and packaging that up, please go to jumpfirstacademy.org. There's a free 30-minute training over there. There are implementation and execution resources over there as well, so that you're not just consuming more information. And I'm teaching live again this Thursday. So check out the links in the description below and grab the resources. Okay. They are available to you. They are right now. And to get started, it's free. So check it out, jumpfirstacademy.org. I love y'all so much. I'll catch y'all back here tomorrow. We'll go into some additional nuances for the rest of this week. If you're not already subscribed and you want to learn more about packaging premium courses, especially in 2026, because they're not going anywhere, we're going to continue to see them roll out, and it's just going to elevate. Okay. And so we've seen the evolution and elevation of courses since before COVID, a little bit before COVID. But since then, we started to see these courses evolve even more. And so premium courses are here. They're here to stay, and they will continue to evolve. So get started at jumpfirstacademy.org. Tap the link in the description. Or if you're watching this on IG, hello, tap the link in bio to get started. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all back here next time. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, like button, bell notifications so you know when these episodes are live. And I'll catch y'all back here tomorrow. Have an amazing day and great start to this week. Bye, y'all.